In tech. In tech. In tech. Integration Technologies.
It's Jordan from Intech. We're here today to talk a little bit about CapEx planning and budgeting for IT. So we put together a little Excel sheet to help you out with this. We use something similar internally to track all of our IT spending. We have to buy computers for our techs and things like that, just like you do, so we wanted to share some of that with you. As you can see, it's a pretty straightforward little Excel sheet. We have it broken up by departments. We have different types of information in it, like what type of device they might have, tracking serial numbers, warranty expiration dates, and as well as some accessories. So let's go through this. First off, we have a server infrastructure section. Server infrastructure are going to be things that are shared across the company. Maybe they're not exactly specific to a single department, but they're things that you're going to need, things like file servers, domain controllers, anything that the whole company is going to use. Each department then has individual workstations, printers, scanners, things like that. You don't have to account for every little thing. This is supposed to be to kind of give you just a general idea of what your spending is going to look like, and hopefully get you into a nice refresh cycle of hardware. That way you're not scrambling to buy new computers as things break. So let's go through it a little bit. In our sales department, as you can see here, we have Jim. Salespeople tend to use laptops, so we have a cool little drop down here to sort of pick what you're going to be spending on. And in some of the fields, we included some estimated pricing on what the average piece of equipment might cost. This will vary from industry to industry. Some industries, like engineering firms, may have to spend a bit more on desktops and laptops if they have to run specialty software. Similarly, with anybody who does graphics design or video editing, they might need something a little beefier. But on average, this is maybe where you're going to be spending. So let's say Jim has a laptop. We can punch in the serial numbers. This is up to you to track. If you need some help with that, our Intech agent is able to gather all this information for you and kind of pre-populate some of these Excel sheets. We want to punch in an expiration date. This is just to help you understand when you need to replace things. And we have some monitor configurations and some estimated costs there as well. Dual displays are pretty nice, so we tend to recommend them. So let's go ahead and give Jim a dual display. And he's going to need a docking station along with his laptop. So combined, we know that's an estimated cost of about $2,100, and we want to make sure we replace that this year. Dwight has a desktop. He doesn't really travel a whole bunch. He stands around in the office. We can just punch in any given serial number there. Again, this is just for internal tracking. And same thing on the warranty expiration date. Dwight's stuff is relatively new, so let's say his doesn't expire till 2020. He currently has a single display, and he doesn't have a docking station because it's a desktop, so he doesn't really need any of that. And combined, we can kind of put in an estimated replacement cost of about $1,400. And we don't need to do that this year because, well, it doesn't expire till 2020. You can add notes like Dwight wants 3 displays after the next refresh. So if you're trying to budget for a little bit more in the future, you could update that to be a triple display, and you want to adjust your costs, so that's about $1,800. And then as we kind of go through this, we can kind of scroll down, and towards the bottom this populates based on if you're planning on replacing it or not. So right now we have Jim's being replaced, so a total of $2,100. But if we were to say, okay, Dwight, we'll go ahead and get you your stuff, pop that in there, and your price updates. It's pretty straightforward. You can go through each of your departments, punch all that information in, and right down here towards the bottom, you'll know what you'll need to spend this year on IT stuff.
In tech. In tech. In tech. Integration Technologies.